guys, in this video, I'm going to talk to you about isometric training. Now, if you're not quite familiar with isometric training, I'm here to help. Now, to begin, the meaning of isometric training, and I like to use the analogy of my hand. I'm going to ball a fist, make a fist, okay? And by doing so, I am now contracting every single muscle within my fist, okay? So, how it works is that when I make a fist, it's contracting, which is static. I'm holding, okay? And now doing this here with my hands, I'm now relaxing. So contract, relax, okay? Contract, relax. Hold, static, okay? Contracting and relax. Now, keep in mind, it does one of two things. Number one, by contracting, it is either A, working one particular muscle group at a time, or B, two, working multiple muscle groups at a time. So keep that in mind. So the meaning of isometric training is a static contraction. Okay. So now that we have the meaning of isometric training, I want to talk to you about the importance. Now, I'm going to share a story with you. I was coaching class approximately a week or two ago, and after class, I had one of the members come up to me and ask me a question. She indicated that she was having knee pain and when she was doing air squats, and I told her that there is an alternative to doing the exercise as opposed to doing air squats. And the advice that I gave her was, instead of doing air squats, is just to do a static hold, which is still working the same muscle groups as the air squat, but it's just a different style of training. Okay, so you see where I'm heading? So why is isometric training is important? Just like the story I just gave you, it is still effective. Okay, so it's an effective style of training. It is also safe, and it's low impact. Now think of it this way. The story that I just shared with you, okay, even though the air squat is a higher intensity in comparison to the isometric static hold of that squat, it is very much so lower impact than the other exercise, okay? And it's also safe, so it's good for like rehabilitation, things of that nature. So you may ask yourself next, well, who is it for? In this particular case, it is for everyone. Now, I say this because for multiple reasons. Now, if you are wanting to perhaps break a plateau, this will be a great opportunity to incorporate a different style of training, okay? This is also good for someone, like I mentioned, who's doing some sort of rehabilitation, who is more at a slower pace. Doesn't matter, but it's a great style to incorporate to your workouts. If you want to break some sort of plateau, if you're looking for something different, this will be a great way to do so. So that leads me to the different variations of the the isometric training. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of variations to isometric training, but I'm just going to list a few here, which you'll see in the video as well that I'm about to show you. So one of which can be a wall sit. Okay, again, I'm holding in a position up against the wall. Another one can be a plank. This could be a hand plank. Okay, and I'm just, again, holding that movement. A third one could be a static lunge. Again, holding that lunge, split variation, right? Like you're going to lunge, and then when you lunge, you hold it at the bottom. Okay, and then perhaps the last one could be a bridge hold. Again, I'm just holding that bridge at the top. So with that being said, I would like to then now proceed to show you the video tutorial for isometric training. Enjoy. Okay guys, in this video, I am breaking down the isometric training workout. Now, if you see here, I start out with a 30-second wall sit hold. Again, this is a static hold position. I'm holding here for 30 seconds. Notice my body is positioned, my legs are at a 90-degree angle, like a perfect chair, which means that you can literally sit on my lap. That's how you want to be positioned. I do have a clock running, just in case if you are wondering. From there, I transition straight into the plank. And notice my shoulders are hovered over my hands. I have a nice flat back tabletop position. So if you were to sit something on my back, it would stay on my back. It wouldn't fall off because my back is at a slope. Notice my spine is neutral, meaning my head is in alignment. I'm not necessarily like hinged too far down or too far up. Took a look at the clock. Now I'm going to proceed into a bridge hold. I have my feet elevated onto a approximately 18-inch bench. My arms are out T-shaped, giving me a good base and support. I'm squeezing those glutes at the top because it's working and activating all those muscle groups that are in my gluteus maximus. So I'm bridging as high as I can, and I'm contracting, which I'm holding for that position 4. So just in case you're wondering, the muscle groups is 4. Definitely all the buttocks. Who doesn't like a peach bottom, right? Then I proceed into that static hold, okay, that squat hold, almost like a sumo style, which is incorporating more of the inner thigh muscles as opposed to the wall sit. It works more of your quadricep muscles. This one here is working more inner thighs and inner hamstrings here. So again, notice my back, my posture is up in an upright position. I then proceed to calf holds. You can't neglect the small minor muscle groups as well. Calves, I am positioned at an angle due for the purpose of this content here, but you can be in more of an upright position. But either way, it's still working those calf muscles there. And to be honest with you guys, my right Achilles tendon, which I ruptured approximately 2.5-3 years ago, and this is a great style of training to incorporate to strengthen that muscle that was at one point in time weaker than the other. Then from there, I'm going on to the reverse plank. And you may be asking, well, what muscle groups is this working, Marcia? Man, believe it or not, this may look easy, but it was definitely challenging. So you're working your triceps, your shoulders, your core. This is a total body here. Again, multiple muscle groups. I did one round for you guys, but as you can tell that the workout is programmed for at your own pace. For 3 rounds. Now you do have a 1 to 2 minute rest in between each set. So I then proceed to move on to the side plank. I show you 2 different variations here. I did it on the ground and then another one elevated on the bench. I have my feet stacked or staggered kickstand style. And again, this is intended for any fitness level, as always, modifications if necessary. So after I was done with that, then I proceeded on to the other side. It's like whatever you did on one side, you want to make sure you do to the other. You can't necessarily favor one side, regardless if one is weaker than the other. Still, make sure you get it in on both. So I stay relaxed, guys. I'm not tensed up, because if I'm tense, I create more work for myself, and I'm really working, like overworking the muscle. So stay relaxed. It's going to be hard because it's going to be intense, but stay relaxed in those movements.